Hi, I'm Aidan at Leveler, and today I'm going to be talking about how to use analytics within your Leveler dashboard to better understand your Discord community. We're going to be talking about two things: your engagement dashboard and your audience dashboard. So here we are in the engagement dashboard for your Discord server. This is always going to be the default view. If you click on analytics here at the top, it's going to take you into here. First thing you're going to notice is this bar chart. This is the total messages and emoji reactions within your Discord community. The blue bar representing messages and the yellowy bar representing emoji reactions. We can change this to a line chart if you do prefer to break it down that way. You're also able to download this chart. We can customize the time frame that we're looking at. So of course, if you want to measure specific campaigns or certain periods of time, we can change that here, or use the custom date range picker at the top right here as well. However, if you want to measure the impact of specific campaigns and content, I prefer to use this metric down here, community participation rate. The bar chart is great information to understand the value that you're getting back from your members. However, it's not super accurate in measuring success and the effectiveness of certain pieces of content or events, because your server can also grow in size within that same time frame. So we want to look at the participation rate. This gives us a percentage of members that actually took part in your server during this given time. So here we have 37%. That means that 37% of all of our Discord members took part within this time. We then have the total engagement. This is here 87,763. So this is all of the emoji reactions and the messages sent. So the total number that we have up here. We then have it broken down into the total emojis and the total messages sent. One thing that's really interesting is the engagement in the top 10 channels. Of course, you're going to have some channels within your server where not a lot happens. Maybe you have a channel specifically just for a set of rules, or you have channels that are a bit quieter. Maybe there's a how-to guide in a channel. You're not going to expect loads of chatter and loads of emoji reactions and things in those channels. So just breaking down into the top 10 channels, we can actually see how much engagement those are driving. We can then also say the amount of engagement per active user. An active user is someone who has posted a message or reacted to something within this time frame that you've set. We can then also break down the participation rate by channel. So that gives us a good idea of which channels are the most desirable. That can help you to lead your content efforts and messaging efforts to those specific types of content. You're able to see, for example, here 68% is within fan art. So maybe you want to do more activations around fan art competitions. You see that the memes channel is at 67%. You know that your community likes memes. So here I already know this community is creative and they like to joke around. We then also see the messages and emoji reactions sent in each of these channels to get a solid number of exactly how much that was. We can then also see the active users by messages and reaction emojis sent. This is really, really useful to understand who are your biggest fans and which members are the ones really driving action and getting involved in the server. These people are really, really important for community because they're going to get other people involved. They're essentially creating content for you and they're getting other people sort of locked into the brand. Of course, you might want to collaborate with these users or reward them for their fanaticism. Okay, so moving on from engagement, let's head down to the next tab here in your left-hand side navigation bar and click on audience. This is going to show you your audience size. So this is a good way to measure how much your server is growing over a specific time frame. Also very useful to select custom date ranges here whenever you might have run a certain activation or campaign to drive traffic to your Discord server. Let's say you did an Instagram story or a newsletter. We can then start to see how effective that was. And you could even compare it to other newsletters or other Instagram stories or TikToks that you've done in the past to see what worked best. You see your total number of members, and you also see opt-in rate. This is referring to the opt-in to marketing and email efforts, either through your Discord server landing page or through the call to action within your Discord server. If this number is low, it's an indication that perhaps you want to drive a bit more attention to the value that you provide when people do opt in, perhaps through newsletters, etc., and trying to drive a bit more attention to that. We then see popular days and popular times. I personally find these to be very, very useful tools within your kit. This is going to give you a good idea of when most people are active. So let's think about when we want to post content or when we want to host events, we should center it around these days and these times because the most amount of people are going to be there. But not only that, I think it's very, very important that when you're driving traffic to your server, say through those newsletters or Instagram story like I mentioned before, that you plan it around these days and times. We talked about the very active users, the people that get involved a lot with your community and they get other people involved as well. You want new members to be be joining your server when those people are around, because then they're more likely to get involved themselves and stick around for longer. We've got to activate those users from the first moment they get there. So let's make sure that all your promotional campaigns really hit their maximum potential. And with these tools, you're able to do that. Of course, if you have any questions or need some help understanding some of these metrics, feel free to reach out at any time. We're always happy to help.